Hello everyone, my name is Andrei Dima and I'm a travel photographer, and I've been using the Nikon system for many years now. I am still using the Nikon D850, a camera I'm never going to sell. I also got a Nikon Z7 II and today I'm going to review it. I got the Z7 II because it fixes a big problem I had with the Nikon Z7 and improves a lot of features. Let's start with the build quality. I always liked the build quality of Nikon cameras and I used a lot. The D300, D700, D90, D7100, D4, D500, D750 and finally the D850 and tested a lot more. And now, finally, I got the Nikon Z7 II, which holds up to what Nikon has done for many years. But there are some things I don't like about it. The overall feel of the camera is good, the grip is very nice to hold for a camera this size, the back panel moves nice and firm just like on the D850, and Nikon still provides one of the best touchscreens. Now that I saw the Z9 in action, I would love to have that screen here, but I still like this one better than a flip screen. But this is me. The screen is big, bright and accurate when it comes to color. The EVF is nice, it has a decent resolution of 3.69 million dots, good magnification and the refresh rate is 60 frames per second. But it's okay. Also, the blackout has been improved from the Z7. I love the side door to the two card slots. You can open it with one move, not like on other brands. And yes, this time they added two card slots, one for XQD and CF Express B cards and the other for an UHS-2 SD. One thing I don't like are the port covers, they feel plasticky and cheap. The buttons and wheels all feel nice, but the FN and 2 buttons are squishy and again feel cheap. This camera, like all professional Nikon cameras, is weather sealed. This for me is a must-have on a camera because I use it in different weather conditions. The battery life, well, I think it's okay considering the energy consumption of this camera. 400 shots with the back panel and 330 with the EVF. Compared to the D850, it is a lot less, but this camera does a lot more things, so it's understandable. In video I shot about an hour and a half in 4K 24p. Overall, coming from the D850, this camera feels familiar really fast and that is a good thing. Also, the reduction in size is a big benefit for photographers that travel and hike a lot. A thing that I appreciate is that Nikon provides great updates for their Nikon Z cameras, just like Fuji did. Now let's talk about the image quality. I've been using the sensor for many years now in my D850 and it's just amazing. Some people call the Nikon D850 poor man's medium format and they are almost right. The same sensor can be found here in the Nikon Z7 II and the results are spectacular. One of the things that made me not to upgrade to the first Z7 was the bending in the shadows. This reduced the dynamic range of the camera and made it a downgrade in image for me. I know some of you would say, well, if you expose right or you stack exposures, you won't have that problem. Well, sometimes you get tired and make mistakes, and that extra detail in the shadows is a good backup. Well, this problem has been solved with this model, as you can see in these pictures here, that I underexposed intentionally. The ISO 64 dynamic range is amazing, I can even say a little better than the D850. I need to make a side-by-side comparison at some point. Paired with the great Nikon Z glass and you get some amazing details in your photos. This is one of the best sensors for landscape, travel, architecture and studio work you can find. The low light for a sensor this size is good and it is helped by the image stabilization. I found shooting until ISO 6400 and exposing right can give you very clean files. Overall, the image quality is still amazing even if it's an older sensor. That ISO 64 is great to have and in the future I hope they will go even lower. Another welcomed improvement that comes with the addition of an extra processor and CF Express B card is an increased buffer and frames per second from 9 to 10 if you shoot 12-bit lossless RAW. Speaking of photo image quality, the Nikon D850 is my favorite time-lapse camera, and now so is the Z7 II. You can create 4K in-camera time-lapses, which sometimes is really a great thing to have, or you can make them in post from photos up to 8K. And all these features are really easy to use. Another thing that is improved with the addition of an extra processor is the autofocus and the eye detect. Now eye detect is available in wide area, and they added the option of a focus box. The camera will focus only on the thing or person inside this box. The face and eye detect also work within the box. This is a nice feature for event photographers when shooting in crowded conditions. Also new is the animal eye detect, but I did not test that. The focus tracking does a decent job. I hope in a future update they will add the threaded tracking like on the Z9. The autofocus in video also does a good job. Speaking about video, the Nikon Z7 II now shoots 4K up to 60p with a minor crop. The image quality is good for everyday use and content creation. You also have the option to shoot 10-bit 4:2 on an external recorder, and you can send your camera to Nikon for a paid firmware update that gives you the option to shoot RAW, again on an external recorder. The footage in low light looks very good for a camera with so many megapixels. Also, the IBIS works very well when used for video, providing steady footage but warping a bit in the corners with wider lenses. I did not have a chance to test the camera with my old glass and the FTZ adapter because I am waiting to get the newly announced version 2. When I get that, I will do a video about it and more tests with the focus tracking and the buffer. Overall, the Nikon Z7 II is a do-it-all camera, and from all high megapixels cameras out there, it is the cheapest. You get amazing image quality, 4K up to 60 frames per second, and even RAW video recording if you really need it. Great time-lapse features, competitive autofocus, good build quality, and amazing support from Nikon via firmware updates. For what I do coming from the Nikon D850, the Z7 II is not a very big upgrade. I made this step because the D850 is coming close to its end. But for people who shoot portraits, events, and do studio work, this camera will be a big upgrade. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. This helps me grow my channel and make more videos for you to watch. Also, check out my presets pack and prints in the description below.